Good day, good people. Welcome. This is called Benta Lemohaukwebu. It's the 13th of April. We wake up by the news that Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandipha has been arrested and has been flew from Tanzania, have landed to South Africa. For those who've been waiting for this, it's good news. For those who've been wondering how is the South African police service going to bring this guy to South Africa, it has happened. Dr. Nandipha has attended her first appearance, and then we've just been informed that Thabo has just made his way to Dr. Mampuru prison in Pretoria. There is one thing that I want to say. I've made two videos about this. The first video was how reckless was the South African Police Service, the DCS, which is the Department of Correctional Services, on how they handle this matter. And parallel to all these things that are being happening, we have a hearing that is taking place in Parliament where GCS, who was the security company responsible in holding Thabo Bester in jail, was hauled in Parliament to explain. Today we've had the Ministry of Police and Ministry of Justice to come and explain themselves. What I can tell you right now is that Thabo is a hero. Thabo is a champion. Both Thabo and Nandipha have lived a life none of us have lived. Can you just take a breath? Just sit yourself down for a second and just look at the type of wealth these two young people have managed to accumulate. Whether this guy was in jail or out of jail, we're talking Porsches, we're talking luxury houses, we're talking traveling. This is a type of life even you have not even lived. Look at this from a point of someone who sat down, came up with a plan, executed it, found a lady who had guts to make sure that they will follow this plan, allowed this lady to rescue him from jail, bribed each and every person in jail, from a cleaner to a guard in control room, to a guard who's opening doors, to a guard at the door or at the final gate. Over 23 people were on shift that particular day. How much do you think it will take to bribe 23 people who are working for the state? Just one person who is now caught, who's now attending a case, was given enough money to buy himself a VW Touareg, which is somehow allegedly costing between 400 to 600,000 cash. That was just what we know of what this guy has bought and flaunted in Facebook. Here we're talking of a mastermind. Do you know in films you'd see that whenever they have found and they have caught police in this New York, in what, if they have caught someone who is intelligent in terms of knowing how to deal with tech, someone who has managed to crack and manage to get into a website of FBI, instead of arresting this person, they would go and employ this person to be the one who's helping them to develop a better security in terms of cyber security. So now here is my advice to the Department of Correctional Service in South Africa. Why don't you sit Thabo and Dr. Nandipha down and adopt them into your system as people who will help you on how these illicit money flows work? Instead of arresting this person and making sure that you are wasting our tax money by feeding him, why don't you adopt him? Why don't you take him and say, Thabo and Dr. Nandipha, we bow. We don't know how you managed to do this. Please tell us. It has been reported in Facebook that Thabo and Nandipha had a net worth of 3 billion. That includes properties, that include expensive vehicles, that also include different bank accounts that are flooded with money. This is a man that needed to be set down, and so that can help us. If you take this particular person, you arrest them, you allowing this illicit money flow to continue. I would like to believe that Thabo should be given a beautiful luxury treatment so that he can help the state to nab all these people that he has been working with. If you don't know Thabo, Thabo is one person that 2 years ago, I think this was in 2001, while in jail, he arranged a high top event that was held in Sandton, where top celebrities, news anchors, politicians attended this particular gala dinner. And it happened that was his birthday at that particular night, and had all those people to sing him his birthday. He was wearing the most expensive 3-piece suit while he was in jail. Do you want to take this particular person and lock him while you still do not understand a tenth of how this money illicit flow goes? I don't think so. So if I was you, I will play a fool and just confuse the public to say we are convicting this person. They have to go through the justice legal system. But whenever you find time, sit with this individual down. Ask him how he managed to do this. Give him the best treatment. Don't abuse him. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you do get my point, please comment down below if I'm missing it, because there is no use. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Why take an intelligent person who has done stuff that you as a government did not manage to do it? Thabo can give advice to over 4 departments, can be a consultant in the prisons, can be a consultant for the banks, can be a consultant for surveillance, can be consultant on how in money management. You're talking of big companies that are dealing with investment. How do you make $1 billion while you are in jail? Thabo can also be the best motivational speaker. Whoa, someone is saying, brother, don't be too excited. Remember, what did Thabo do? Thabo is a convicted rapist. Thabo is also a murderer. Are you saying this person must go out there and we need to celebrate this? That is the opposite of what I'm saying. That particular sin, those particular acts that he has committed, he deserves jail for it. I am not saying take him out. While he's still in jail, make him a consultant on something that you know he's good at. Definitely he needs to serve his sentence. What he did is unforgivable. That I don't take it away. But all I'm saying is, don't throw the baby with the water. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is a level of good out of this particular individual, and there's also a level of evil that is happening. There are a lot of people that are making a lot of millions in South Africa through financial illicit flow. People who have made themselves millionaire, who are having a better and a subtle way of doing things that are not, as reckless as how Thabo was. So now, by taking all the information from him, it will allow us. This is the same thing where you find out that the police would make a deal with a worse criminal because they want to catch the big dog. It's almost the same thing. It's nothing different. It has been done in the justice system. I'm just saying, let us not take this person and lock him out and throw the key and miss on the most important intelligence that we can find from him. Let's also not forget that through these hearings that are happening in Parliament, the Minister of Justice, Ronald Lamola, knew about the escape of Thabo as far as last year, November. We know that now. And what did they do? They claimed that they were investigating. How were they investigating? Because when some news channels were asking him about this, he acted like he did not know about this. And how come is it that they failed to let the public know that the most dangerous criminal is out there, and then we should be out and we should be careful? So it is clear that this particular individual has been working with powerful people, both in politics, both in business. And we also need to know that this Thabo Bester individual can be a consultant on how to cross borders. That means that he can be a consultant for the Department of Home Affairs as well. So he can cut all those checks and then take that money and then maybe sponsor it to different charities that are doing well. That's all I'm saying. That's my argument. So what am I saying? Is Thabo a hero? Thabo is definitely a hero who is flawed. Do you understand? That is a banter. That's all I'm saying. It came out of my mind. I'm wishing you well. I have rested well. This has been 2 days of just sleeping. I've went out with my person today. We had a wonderful lunch. I've attended my child's school meeting today. It has just been nice. So coming from the north of Johannesburg in South Africa, this is Mohau, Ntate wa Musa, Ntate wa Katleho Kwebu, saying, up until we meet next time, it has been a banter with Mohau Kwebu. Cheers.